Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. How you doing, man? What's up? Thanks. We started a little bit late, but that's okay. We're cool with that. Do me a favor. Hold on, there's chaos immediately. Bam. Do me a favor, guys. Do me a favor. Like the video if you're watching. Subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel. You can do that by going right down there by my face. Right there. Right there should be my face. Punch my face with your pointer. If you punch my face with your pointer, you can subscribe to my channel. Please feel free to do that. So like the video, share the video, all that stuff. Kick back, enjoy yourselves. Jarren Pointer is here for the second time. He'll be out here in a second. If you guys enjoyed the video or enjoy the show, thanks for being here. It's Wednesday. Sit back. Go get a drink. You know what? You've got a minute and 47 seconds to go get a drink. Hey, welcome back. Oh, where did I go? Oh my gosh, it's so confusing. There I am. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Hang on. Having minor issues with the headphones. And then we're ready to go. How's it going, everyone? Thanks for being here at the show, at my show. It's Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening, depending where you're at. If you're in Hawaii, it is Wednesday afternoon. I can tell you that right now. I've been bouncing around, doing all kinds of stuff. Once again, thanks to everyone that tuned into Reconnecting Comedy last Saturday. I appreciate it. If you're a Patreon member, congratulations on all the hard work you put into that show. Also, there's a Patreon email going out. We need to get back on track with some of the cool things we do on Patreon. Happy hours next week. We have a little happy hour. We have a happy hour. You should see our happy hour. That's what we have. If you are in the Chicago area. You already know this. Next week, man, I'm in Rosemont next week with my brother Mike, and the week after, I'm downtown in Chicago, playing both those clubs back to back. Feel free to come out. And this show, a week from tonight, will be streaming live from Rosemont Zanies in Rosemont, however you want to look at it. We will be streaming live next week. We got all kinds of people on that show. We have previous guests from the show that will be on there. I'm going to tell you exactly who they are. I know one off the top of my head. My good friend Patty Vasquez will be there. You guys all know Patty. I've done her show numerous times. She's been on the show at least once, maybe twice. And I've done quite a few podcasts for her as well. Patty Vasquez will be here. T.R. Benker will be here next week on Wednesday. Brian Hicks, who was also on the show late last year, will be on the show next week. Brian Noonan, also a WGN DJ, will be on as well next week. Also, Vince Acevedo, who's a comic from Chicago, and he has not been on the show yet. He was supposed to, but he canceled me at the last minute. So I'm going to give him shit for that next week, next Wednesday. So that's what I got. Thanks for the rest of you guys for being here. Let's go to the board really quick, man. I checked out the news. There's not a lot of new stuff. If you're on cruise ships, I've talked to friends on cruise ships that are out there now sailing, and things are going well, man. Things are looking good. So if you are one of the many people that enjoy cruises and you watch the show and you want information, the best information I give you now is that things are going really well. So follow your rules when you show up, do all that stuff, and looks like you guys will be able to cruise and have a good time. There should be nothing to worry about. What else is going on in the news? There's not a whole lot here that I really wanted to talk about or touch about. I guess that's about it, man. That's all I got. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. Just to clarify, this particular podcast, Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy, has got, about 4 weeks left in it. 4 weeks of life in it. 5 weeks of life left in it. And then this show will be no more as of August 5th. The Quarantine Comedy Show will disappear, and I will bring out a new podcast shortly thereafter that I'll talk more about as we get closer. But the whole reason for this show was to talk to artists and entertainers, performers, mostly traveling and live performers who didn't have an opportunity to get out and work during COVID. So, and I think I can honestly say in the last year, I'm rather proud of the work that we did here on the show gave a lot of people a lot of opportunity to get out, get seen, hear some of their music, see some of their work, get in touch with them, buy their albums. And now, thank goodness, as I talk to more and more people like our guests today, we're all getting contracts to go back out at work and see. Land gigs are starting. We're all doing stuff, man. I booked another week in Vegas just the other day. I put it on my website. I'm in Vegas the same week the Bears are in Vegas. I'm very happy to be there when the Chicago Bears will be there. I did that. I don't know if it was on purpose. It was totally on purpose. As exactly home. I wanted to be there for the Bears game. So I'll be in Vegas for the week of the Bears game. So there you go. Folks, your guest today is a good friend of mine. He's been on the show before, and he was nice enough to send me a whole bunch of stuff, man. I got all kinds of stuff here from him. I think I got it loaded. I'm going to try not to screw it up. We're going to give it a shot. But you know what? Let's get right to it. Let's bring him out. Why don't we do that? Folks, welcome the one and only Jarren Pointer. Here he is. Look, there he is with me. Hey!
Yay!
Hey!
That's me.
Yeah!
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I didn't play the first clip, the first video you sent me because we never clarified whether or not you wanted to do it before I brought you out or after. So we're gonna just leave and do it later.
Cool, man. That's whatever.
So we're good. So what's up, man? How are you? It's just so you're where now? You're where? You told me South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina. Yeah, we live in Clemson. And I'm just kind of bouncing around the Southeast. Got back into the gigging life in like January or February.
Nice. How's it going?
So yeah, just kind of it's doing really good, man. I play in Charleston, Savannah, Atlanta. So it's just kind of like I take turns with each place, each week. You know, like this weekend I'll be in Atlanta.
Right.
Next weekend I'll be in Charleston. It's like Wednesday through Saturday nights doing the dueling piano thing. So
nice.
Yeah, dueling piano bars. It's a lot of fun.
How's that going, dude? How is that post-COVID? How is that? You know what I mean? I was trying to wrap my head around how that's going to go. So what's the deal? How is it?
Yeah, so I was actually on a ship on March 14th, 2020, when COVID started to break out, and nobody knew what was happening. Everybody was getting their contracts, shortened and kicked off the ship, and like nobody knows what's going on. So that was the last that I was doing dueling pianos, and then I was out of the gig for from March until like probably January of this year, like March of last year till January of this year. Yeah, and I was like super rusty. I forgot all the songs and stuff, because
Damn it! How's it go? Sweet care, sweet. What is it? Sweet care.
Bum bum bum. Or is it bum bum bum? No, yeah, but. Yeah, no. So it's a request-based show. So it's like, man, if you're not like playing those songs weekly, on a weekly basis, it can get kind of rusty. So, it's been good to be back in the gig. It's really nice. It's a little different after COVID, because everybody kind of was, like scared from the whole social setting out in the bar, crowded environment, and then kind of eased back into that. And now it's things are feeling pretty back to normal.
Are they really? I was really wondering about piano bar more than anything, man, because that's really a close thing. You know what I mean? Everybody's close. You're singing and you're high fiving, and there's a lot of interaction.
Exactly. Yeah,
going
we're
on
telling
there.
everybody to raise your drinks and toast somebody and high five somebody and
hug the guy next to you. He's a stranger. Find a stranger and hug him. Yeah, it's shit like that. You know what I mean?
Put your arm around him, sway back and forth. It's that kind of stuff. So. Yeah, but it feels good to be back. So anyways, when COVID happened, that's when a lot of musicians and entertainers in general like yourselves kind of switched to doing the home thing, trying to do the online entertainment kind of thing. And that's when I decided to invest in a home music studio and learn how to use it. And so that's been really, really fun, man. It's been a totally different project I've been up to, which we talked about on the last podcast. But now I'm like, I know all my gear and I'm like using it, and it's like I'm not in the learning phase anymore. I'm in the doing phase and like recording and like
When I first talked to you, dude, you were definitely at that ground zero of plugging this into this, and what do I do? And by the way, let me just say this: you have the most symmetrical shot out of anyone I've ever had on the show. Look at you, you're perfectly lined up in the middle of two ferns with a couple of drums. It's like, who does your set design? That's amazing. That's all you,
dude,
right?
I'm very, very OCD. Yeah. Well, no, my girlfriend helped me, but yeah. So at first the plants were like too close to my head, and it looked like clown hair, like green poofs coming out of the side of my head.
Side bob, like sidecar bob.
Yeah, exactly. So
right.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So yeah. Last time when I talked to you, I was definitely like in I just got all my gear. I was learning all this stuff. It was very techy, and I'm not like a computer guy, so I was learning how to, download software and drivers and like USB drivers and this and that stuff that I've never had to do before because I've always just been an iPhone guy,
Right.
But yeah, then I switched to this whole thing, and so back then, like October, November, it was like learning how to walk, stumbling, learning that kind of thing. And now, ever since like January, February, it's been like, wow, I'm in my workflow. Nothing is unfamiliar within like the recording software. It's all I know exactly like what to do and how to do it. And it feels like actually like what I've been working for is like a creative workflow with like something I'm comfortable with. And yeah, making music now. It feels good. Yeah.
Well, dude, kudos to you because, like, I mean, I'm not perfect with all this stuff yet, but compared to a year ago, I did what you did. I'm like, well, I need to figure out how to be creative on my own end and record it on my own. We have access to all this shit now. This is stuff I never really looked into because I was on a ship so much, and I was like, well, whatever, I don't need to deal with it. But then when you're home for a year, yeah, when you learn to get your own software and your own soundboard and your own chords, and suddenly you're doing it all on your own, and it's a pain in the ass. It sucks because it takes away from the creative sometimes. Like I spent more time watching tutorials, figuring out how to plug in instead of writing comedy, or being funny. And I would get so mad and frustrated. But the more you learn, the more you get it down. Then you don't have to depend on anyone. Then it's a pretty good feeling to be able to get all that stuff down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Like you'll be like, I'll be like ready to record guitar, or ready to record drums, and then it's like something doesn't work, and you got to troubleshoot like 10 different things, and it's like completely. And then by then you're like
hungry,
and you're like, fuck it,
go to bed. I'm going to bed. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I can't do that. I just had a conversation with a buddy of mine who's starting his own podcast, and I walked him through a bunch of stuff, and I was like, it's just that sometimes one tutorial leads you to two more tutorials, where you're like, I go, oh, and check this link, and you go to that link, and suddenly you're 35 minutes in, you're like, oh, fuck, I only had an hour to sit down and write. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, good, man. Good for you. So how many tracks did you record, man? Last time I talked to you, here's what you told me. You were going to record your whole new album. You're going to do a bunch of, record a bunch of new tracks. So how did that go over the last 8 months or so?
Dude, yes. Actually, all right. So basically, I re-recorded I recorded like rough drafts of every song I've ever written ever since I was in like middle school, high school, and afterwards up until now. So I had like 75 songs. I have rough drafts recorded on my computer right now. And then so I strategically separated. I was like, okay, 75 songs. That's way too much for one album. So like I went in and like strategically separated this is going to be album 1, this is going to be album 2, album 3. And then it's like my songwriting style has changed over the course of since I started playing music when I was 13, 14 up until now I'm 28, and my songwriting style has changed. So recording all those songs and then like taking a bird's eye view, looking at all of them, it's like, I don't know if this is all going to be one artist. I don't know if I'm going to market myself as like two different artists, maybe like some of it might be like a singer-songwriter type vibe, and then some of it might be like like more like progressive technical metal, and it might not be good to put that on the same album. It's kind of like the Beatles. The Beatles had like 3 different phases.
Right.
Or, it's like the early Beatles, the middle Beatles, and then like the experimental Beatles. So it's like I got to figure out how to strategically separate all my music. But anyway, as far as like finished products go, I don't have anything like released on the internet. I'm way past my
your deadline
I gave myself. But
well, you do getting back to the genre stuff or the type of music that you record. You could also go the route of doing. I mean, I'm no musician here, but we're doing like you do a rockabilly album, and then you do a punk album, or you do like different styles of albums. So with 75 songs. The cool thing, this is why it always blew me away. Like when Eddie Van Halen passed away, I was reading about all the stuff they found in his warehouse in 5150, and then they talk about how many songs he wrote back in the 70s that actually made it on albums in the 90s. So you just backlog a bunch of that stuff, and then you release an album, and then maybe 5 years down the road, you find another song, which goes back to what you were saying earlier. You're a much different songwriter and music writer than you were when you were 18, 17, or whatever. So one song you write now can evolve to a different song 7 years down the road if you just put it in a warehouse somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, kind of evolve the style.
And then there's some comedy I do the same thing with. There's stuff I wrote comedy wise. Maybe there's stuff I pull out constantly to this day that's 20 years old, and I go, and it didn't work 20 years ago. But I'm a better comic and writer now, and I go, oh well, I can make this work. And suddenly you're taking that something you created years ago is going to inspire you to do something now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. So that's a lot of power to have as a musician, dude, because then you got all this stuff back there. You get tons of music, that you just got backlogged that you can pull out whenever you want.
Exactly. Yeah. Just pull it out of your pocket. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, so I have like I said, I recorded like 75 rough drafts of every song I've ever written, and then I picked out, okay, it's like I'm gonna do this one first, like I'm gonna make it a finished product, So I recorded drums, bass, guitar, another guitar, keyboard, another keyboard sound, and then I did that with like 7 songs. So I have like 7 songs that are completely recorded and edited and ready to record vocals. So yeah, I'm inching my way pretty close to an album. I think give myself like maybe another month or month and a half, and I should have like something to release to the internet and Spotify and Amazon Music.
Yeah.
And, follow through with the online course I bought that teaches like how to bring it out into the world, and actually strategically market it. Rather than, what a lot of musicians do, and what I used to do is basically just you went through all this work to record music, and then you just put it on the internet and just kind of hope for a miracle to happen. And that's just kind of like a drop in the ocean.
That's my business model, Jarren, right there, is to put it on the internet and pray for something to happen. That's how I make my no money right there. That's exactly how I make my no money. It was just to throw it on Facebook and hope. Well, you're smart. What did you take? What chords? I need to do that, dude, is figuring out. That's the level that I miss, is how do you get to the algorithm and getting it out in the right platforms.
Right, yeah, like the behind the scenes stuff. Exactly, like Google optimization and like email marketing and like the Facebook ads that you see pop on your Facebook, like figure out how to be that musician that pops up on other people's, like it's a lot of stuff like that, like behind the scenes, like algorithm type stuff. So yeah, the course I bought is called the Savvy Musician Academy, or that's the name of the brand, and the course is Online Musician 3.0. Okay. So yeah, that'll be the next thing that I do. What I've been focusing on this past few months is a different online course that teaches how to record and edit and mix and master. So that's like the first step is record it all and make the product, and that's called the Recording Revolution. Mixing University is what I've been focusing on. So once I have an album done, then I'll move on to Savvy Musician Academy, which is advertise it,
Hold on, I'm writing this down. Savvy Musician?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely check out Savvy Musician.
Dude, I'm looking at anything now that helps with, because when I mentioned in the preview, I'm going to stop doing this podcast and launch a new one in October, and I want to be a little bit farther ahead of that stuff. You know what I mean? That getting it marketed the right way. Because I spent all day marketing my shit on social media, and it doesn't work. I got 300 followers, and it just seems like I could have more. You know what I mean? So, did you? Was it a class you went online and took, or you just download the discs, or was it one of those live, or what's the deal?
It's just one of those like a series of videos, that you just buy online, and it's not like an actual class that you have to like attend or like physically, be there while they teach. It's just like a series of, it's like an online course, like a package that you buy, and it's just like, and then you sign in with an email and password, and then you have access to all these videos and different chapters and different topics and things like that. And they have a podcast too that you listen to. And it's just really, really cool stuff.
Nice. All right. So now when you get have you decided, are you going to cut, you got 75 tracks. Do you have certain tracks narrowed in on and an idea for our first album, or are you still in the process of kind of looking at all of it and weighing it out?
No, yeah, I've got them all like pretty much 99% figured out that like these songs are going to be album 1, these songs are going to be album 2, these songs will be like a little EP in between, and then these songs will be like current
Dude,
style.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Dude, you're about to be a whole music conglomerate before you know it. That's the best. That's badass.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, man. I've always loved your work, dude. In fact, let's do. Why don't we play something right now? Let's play some of the stuff you've been working on. Is there anything you want me to lead with or start with?
Let's start with play with Lena's Apartment. That's a good one.
Bam. Okay, here we go.
That I sent you.
All right, man. Here we go. All right, man. This is one of the tracks that he's recorded. Lena's Apartment. This should.
Yep. So yeah, I still have to record vocals.
Yeah, dude, that's a great feeling though when you play all the instruments. You know what I mean? I was just talking to somebody earlier about you owning all of it, like you owning your work. You know what I mean? And you got your hands in everything, so you don't have to depend on another person. You don't have to get approval. It's just you.
Thanks, man. There's the piano. Back to the chorus right here. So yeah, this is gonna be a good one, I think.
All right, man. That's Lena's apartment. Everybody's chiming in. We have to go to the board. Wow, they all still like your music, Jarren. So you're in good shape, man.
Nice. All right, that's a good sign.
I knew they wouldn't. Yeah, this is a good sign. They're going. Thumbs up has got to be a good sign, isn't that correct?
Sucked.
It's to be horrible. This is bullshit. What a waste of my evening. No, that's not what I wanted. All right, man. Yeah, they're all. You got applause all the way across, man. That's good. Oh, Keith Runyon said, "Who needs vocals? The instruments are cool." So there you go.
I like that.
Sounds good, man. All right, man. Lori, well, somebody had questions for you. Well, we answered this question. This is Keith again. Wolfgang Van Halen plays all his instruments. Sounds great. Multi-instrument talent is awesome. What all do you play? And we just answered that question. He plays everything. How many other instruments?
Yes.
What do you play in general? Like all together, what do you play?
I would say first I'm a guitarist, and then drummer, and then piano, and then bass. You know, because I learned guitar, I pretty much know bass. So yeah, guitar, drummer, piano, bass, and sing.
Okay. All right. Right on.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah. My dad taught me how to play guitar when I was in like 6th grade, and yeah, it was super, super cool. Those were like some of the best times of my life. And another fun fact is my dad. I actually got my dad. So I record all this music myself right here in my little laboratory. I have a keyboard right here in front of me.
Your perfectly symmetrical laboratory.
Yeah. Exactly. Except for I need another cymbal right here to make it.
Is that driving you crazy? Like, oh, God.
Yes, it really does.
I know it's behind me. It's pissing me off.
Yeah. No, but so I record everything myself. But a fun fact is I got my dad to play bass on Sweet Liberty. So another track that I sent you, you can play that one next.
Right.
I'll always have that to cherish, that my dad played bass on one of my songs. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of that.
Yeah, well, this is the song. If you guys watched the podcast before, this is the one that I heard on the last album that I was a big fan of. Which is there's not a name to this album, is there? It's Jarren Pointer on Reverb Nation, which we talked about and plugged last time. Unless there's a name of an album I'm missing. Is there a name of this?
No, yeah, that's just old stuff that I recorded back when I was like a teenager in my friend's basement.
Oh, I forgot you were 9. There's a bunch of stuff that he did when he was 9 and 8. Because Jarren's Jarren's one of the really talented people I had on the show. So he's like, yeah, I was 9 and just spit out 9 songs real quick. Okay, good for you, fucker. Little shit. Okay. I'm twice your age and almost dead. Okay. Yeah, Sweet Liberty was a song that I was really into. I love that song. It's a really good song. But here, well, you know what? Let's do this really quick. I'm going to play we'll play the version your dad with your dad on. Well, no, let's do this first. Here's the version that I liked. Let me get this right. Hang on. I have a sound tech. All right, man. This was the song that I liked playing.
Things are changing with the beat of the clock. But I don't mind. It's not like it can change with the talk. Hey, stay one more hour. It's alright, it's just 3 o'clock. And maybe sometime you'll take a minute and go for a walk. Hey. Daylight of day gonna shine my way.
Okay, now here's all right, that's the version that I played before that's on. And here's the new version. Whoop. Oh, screwed that up. Hold on. Oh, see, just when I thought I had it down. Just when I thought I got it all figured out. Hold on. Yeah, there we go.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Let's try to do the drum roll the right way. Let's do it all the right way. All right, here's the version that you sent me. This is the one with your dad. This is the remix.
Yep.
Or the redo. I love the vocals in that because I love the echo. I love the way you play the echo that kind of trails behind your lyric. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about music.
Vocal effects.
Yeah.
No,
That's it. Vocal effects. Thanks. It's always good to have a musician here to answer my music question. And this is without lyrics too, right? Because you haven't done the lyrics yet for this.
That's the last step is to record vocals and then mix and master, and bam, done. All right, here we go. Bass comes in now.
Oh, right on, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's so cool that I got my dad to play bass on this, and now it's like painted onto the song forever.
Dude, it's really cool because like to be able to create and be able to put stuff together with your dad is already really cool. But like the advantage a musician has, like, I mean, that's really cool to be able to have your dad play tracks on a song because then the song is timeless. You know what I mean? When you have grandkids and you're playing that song for your grandkids or whatever, you go, you know, you're like, yeah, that was me and your great grandpa. We recorded this back during the pandemic, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's just a cool thing to have, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, that's perfect because we're comics. We just tell dick jokes. That's all we do. We just tell dick jokes, and you don't want to tell a dick joke with your dad. It's not that much fun, really, from what I've heard, telling a dick joke with your dad. But it sounds great, dude, and it's that's gonna be cool that he could actually sit down and record with you. Do you guys jam a lot, you and your dad? Do you play together much?
Yeah, we used to a lot more. But yeah, I'm trying to get him back into it. You know, I got him a bass amp for Father's Day, and I'm trying to get him to get a bass and get back into it because we used to play music, and yeah, he taught me. Actually, yeah, like I said, I wouldn't even be a musician if it weren't for my parents. You know, because my mom was out 9 months pregnant with me playing keyboards. You know, they used to play music back in the 80s and 90s. That's right. I told you that story last time.
Yeah, I forgot.
And my dad used to play bass and guitar, and he was singing, and my mom would play keyboard, and she was 9 months pregnant with me. So, of course, I was the kid that came out, like, strumming dad's guitar and, like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyways, when I was in, like, 6th grade, he taught me how to play guitar, like, all the songs that he used to play when he was a teenager, like Aerosmith, Boston songs, AC/DC songs, and stuff like that. And he kind of jokes about it now, like he was like, Jarren, back in the day when I first started teaching you how to play guitar, I thought you were kind of awkward. I didn't think you'd really be good at it. And so yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, and then you figured it out, and I was wrong. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
another highlight of cruise ships. Actually, the week that you met
dude,
my
your
dad
dad
and my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he played.
He
played on stage
exactly,
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walked in while he was up. I walked in while he was on stage because it was after, because I think I had the theater show that night or something. And I came in right at the end, and he was up there with you. Yeah, that was very cool, dude. That's got to be cool, too, man. Your dad's on a cruise, and he gets to jam with you for a bit, man. How cool is that?
Yeah, gets to see what I do for a living, kind of check out the whole cruise life, and then I bring him up on stage with me. That was definitely a fun time. Yeah, speaking of cruises, man, I've got contracts coming up back into the cruise industry, so that feels good to be back.
Dude, are you excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm probably only going to do like 2 or.
Are they how gigs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm probably going to do like 2 or 3 short-term contracts per year because I used to do them like 7 or 8 months out of the year, like full-time,
Right.
And it was awesome. It was a wonderful life, but it's like you kind of sacrifice family life, like, doing long distance with my girlfriend, and we had 2 cats, and then you forget how to drive when you're gone that long. You forget how to cook.
I kind of like that, though, man. I like not driving. I mean, that's the one thing I didn't like about COVID was I got used to that. Like when I lived here, I got rid of my car because I was traveling so much. And I just took cabs and Ubers everywhere, and I love not driving. And then suddenly I'm driving in LA, and I'm like, ugh, I really don't want to be doing this.
Yeah, so, it was funny. Like I'd be on like an 11-week contract. I did an 11-week contract in the Mediterranean in 2019 or It was the end of 2018, and the beginning of 2019. And I was on for 11 weeks, and then I came back and arrived at the Atlanta airport, and then I jumped in the driver's seat and was like driving in like 6-lane traffic for the first time, like driving after like 3 months of not driving. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this 6-lane traffic.
You're surrounded by cars. You're surrounded by cars. Oh my God. It's not so much the driving. You reminded real quick how that there are so many assholes out there on the road, like immediately. That's what I got immediately I'm like, oh, I forgot people are dickheads here. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh man, especially in the South. Like everybody out here is in a hurry for no reason. They're always driving right up on your ass. And like, God, man, I hate that. I hate that so bad when people are right up on my ass. And then I just like slow down and turn my blinker on and act like I'm going to turn. And then I don't turn. It pisses them off.
Just to piss him off? Oh, you're that guy. Oh, I fucking hate you, dude. I was behind you yesterday. No, I'm the same dude. I get it. I didn't know that. See, everybody says about their traffic everywhere. I didn't know traffic was like that in the South. Here, there's just a lot of traffic. That's the thing with LA. And for COVID, it was gone for a while. And now it's back. It came back. We noticed it in April. My brother Mike and I went down to a ball game in Anaheim, and we drove down to the ball game, and we got stuck in traffic. And immediately, LA traffic is back. So everywhere you go, there's just lots of traffic, as opposed to Chicago, where everybody just drives like a maniac. They're in a hurry, and they drive like maniacs, and they're angry.
Yep.
Like everyone's pissed. Like every time I drive in Chicago, I'm constantly flipped off by a 16-year-old kid. I don't know why. I don't know how angry you are at 16 or what you got going on that you need to ride my ass and flip me off, But I'm like, you got to calm down. At 16, turn it down a notch. But, these kids get all worked up driving to Dairy Queen or wherever the hell it is. They're like, fuck you, gone. I'm like, all right, go. All right. You proved your point, man. So.
And then the guy passes you and you look over and realize it's Steve Kuba.
Damn, it was him. Big hat. I'm like, what's wrong with me? That's wrong. Okay, all right. So now where are you going on the ship? Now we talked briefly. You have one contract, two. You're going to the Mediterranean.
Yeah, I got 2 contracts. Yeah, 2 contracts coming up. So August 30th through September 26th, I will be on the Norwegian Epic, and that's in the Mediterranean. So I'll fly to Barcelona and embark and do Spain, Italy, and France for like 4 weeks straight. So yeah, it's awesome.
Nice. So you're doing
another cool aspect of that is the first cruise doesn't start until September 5th. So they want the musicians there a week early. So it's just like a paid vacation, an extra paid vacation.
Oh yeah, that's a good time. I always love the ship anytime there's no people on it. You know what I mean? That's like you can just walk around and rehearse. It's kind of it's a little party-ish. It's a good time. Let's just say it's a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're hanging out with the musicians and you're doing stuff. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. That'll be cool.
Yeah, so I have that one in the Mediterranean, and then like a month and a half later. So I'll stay home for like a month and a half, and then I'll go back November 13th through December 4th. I'll be on the Norwegian Escape, and that's in the Caribbean, Eastern Caribbean. So Tortola, St. Thomas, Port Canaveral, and Great Stirrup Cay, which is Norwegian's private Bahamas.
Their private island. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I love
those hitting those a lot. They'll be hitting those a lot after this COVID. I'm interested to see how it plays out. I've got that run, the Eastern Caribbean. That's the first one I do for the week in August on Carnival, and then I go over. Then I told you I'm in Alaska for like the whole month of September.
Nice,
great. I love.
Man, I'm so excited. I want to do an Alaska cruise someday because I've done Eastern and Western Caribbean and I've done the Mediterranean, but I still haven't done an Alaskan cruise or Howlatthemoon is they're on one of the ships that does the Baltic cruise, so I still haven't done the Baltic cruise yet.
Yeah, I haven't done Baltic yet either. I would love to do that, man. I heard it's gorgeous over there.
Yeah,
I heard it's really cool. I've done Alaska a bunch of times, dude. You'd love it. It's an absolutely beautiful run, and the ports
would be awesome.
They're fun. They're kind of laid back. It's a little more laid back than the Caribbean, There's some great food in some of those ports. There's great salmon and great places to go. I'm a big food guy. I don't know if you know that. I like to eat. So I find places where you get good food. And there's a couple of those Alaskan ports that are just amazing. Smoked salmon.
I remember you talking about that one time at one of your comedy shows.
Food? Yeah, I talk about food always.
No, you were talking about in Cozumel. You had went like taco. You try.
I do the taco run. Yeah, I do the taco run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I started doing that here. Hey, they made street tacos legal in L.A. There's street taco stands all over the city here.
Were they illegal?
Yeah, for a long time they wouldn't let you sell food like street meat, street food, street vendors, any of that shit.
Oh, okay,
you couldn't do it here in L.A. You had to have like a food truck or a brick and mortar, like a restaurant, one of those two places. And about 2 or 3 years ago, they made street vending okay. It's legal, and but now They're everywhere. I'm not kidding. They're like every 2 blocks there's like 4 taco stands on the street. So to make money during COVID, I was doing Uber Eats at night. I was delivering food. But I would all night long. I would drive by a stand. I gotta come back and go to that taco stand right there. So I would just mentally take notes of the taco stand, and I know my 3 favorite ones. And my big thing now is tacos barilla, which is I'm a really big fan of those, which is kind of like goat meat that's slow cooked in a cheesy corn. I'm just making me hungry. But anyway, there's taco stands everywhere here. So I do the taco run here. I do it constantly. And the cool thing here is I bring my daughters. They love it. They want to go on a taco run every time. So we always go and hit different stands and hit taco. Except they're expensive. My kids make it expensive. For me, it's 2 or 3 tacos. They get there, they want the steak nachos and all other bullshit that costs me $40. You shouldn't spend $40 at a taco stand. That's way too much money at a taco stand. You know what I mean? It's not that much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big food guy, so that's my thing. So are you excited about the ship? Did they tell any rules yet? Do you got to wear what's going on with because
I don't know.
They change constantly, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be different this time around. Since COVID, there's probably going to be a lot more, obviously a lot more sanitation, which is a good thing. There's probably going to be a lot less, freedoms. I mean, maybe not a lot less. I really don't know. There's going to be the guys that book us, Dave and Dez, they're based in Chicago, actually. They're going to do a live Zoom call with all of us piano players. There's 80 or 90 or 100 of us.
Cool.
They're going to do a live call with us for Q&As and kind of updating us on the changes, I guess.
Yeah.
Next Monday or next week sometime. So yeah, I'll find out a lot more of those details pretty soon.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it'll be a little different, but
we did a couple of those through Carnival.
I'm sure it'll still be great.
Carnival had a couple of those for the comics where we talked about where we were at. But it's also so early in the game, it's like I almost don't want to know till you get ready to leave because everything changes every week. And there's more protocols and there's different rules and whatever. So, I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. But I'm excited to get back out there. Then people are excited to go back out there. It's weird. It's almost like the last year didn't happen sometime. You know what I mean? This constantly.
Yeah.
I have these conversations all the time. I was at a club the other day and they go, "Hey, I saw you last year in Vegas." I go, "Fuck, I'm sorry. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I saw you in Vegas."
Yeah.
I keep thinking last year was the year before, forgetting that last year was almost completely washed from my memory.
Exactly, yeah. 2020 is just there's just a black cover over 2020, and we just
You know what 2020 was? I gotta write this down. This is funny. 2020 was like a layover when you're flying overseas and you're stuck in an airport for a long time. You're like, how long is your layover? 15 months. What? That's ridiculous. That's funny as shit, and I'm putting it in my act right now. God damn it, that's funny. Yeah, 2020 was like a layover. It was like a shitty layover.
Yep.
How's the food? Yep. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's good, but you got to wear a mask. Okay, I don't get it. Yeah, I'm doing that for sure.
Yeah.
It's good. I usually don't find jokes during these, but I did there. So are you got to be excited, man? You got to be excited. I know on Carnival they told us, at least for now, that we can get off in ports. That was one of the things I was worried and curious about. I didn't know that for a while they were saying for entertainers and crew, you couldn't get off a ship unless you were on some sort of scheduled excursion. But then Carnival just pulled back on that and said you can go off on ports. So I don't know.
Yeah, I really hope so, man, because that's a big aspect of doing cruise gigs is seeing all the sights and I mean, yeah,
yeah.
having that, cause, especially because my family, my dad actually just booked a cruise. He's going to be on that first week of my November Caribbean contract.
Oh, right on.
So
nice.
it's going to be kind of complicated if we're all trying to get off the ship and they let them go, but they're like, oh no, you're a crew member, you got to stay.
Yeah, it's going to be. Well, they already told us. Which ship is that? Is that the Escape?
Yeah, that's the Escape.
They told. Well, one of the things they told us, because I used to bring my kids every summer. I bring my kids a lot on cruises. And that's not going to happen for a while. It's going to be a long time before. And some of the guys bring girlfriends and wives and stuff, and they can't.
Yeah, I would bring Carly. Yeah.
Right.
We got to celebrate our 3-year anniversary back in the end of 2018. I think it was 2018. I got her. Yeah, she stayed 3 weeks in the cabin. Yeah, I had my spouse on. Yeah, so I really hope that I'll be able to do that for these 2 contracts because that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it sure makes it. You know what? That sure makes it. Easier, you know what I mean, for an entertainer. You're there a long time to be able to have your girlfriend or wife or somebody for a couple of weeks. I mean, it really helps a lot. Just makes it, it helps them a few weeks. Then you can spend time together because in a long contract, man. You get a few weeks into it and it's great, but you get to a point when after a few weeks, you're like, okay, I got it. You know what I mean? It's like you're getting bored. You're on the same ship. Everybody talks about it must be great to work on cruise ships, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it's a great gig. But when you're on one ship for 6 or 7 or 8 weeks, man, you want to go home. You're like, this is a long gig. So it's nice to have a girlfriend or somebody there for a few weeks to stay with you, at least in the middle. You know what I mean? Maybe plan out in the middle or something.
Yeah, and it was interesting for her to stay on for 3 weeks because she got to kind of see that crew aspect of like, like, oh, it's the same crew members every week, but the guests change every week. Oh, it's kinda cool. And then she kind of got to see that, like, behind the scenes type thing.
Some people don't see that part of it. That's the part of the cruise thing that always blows me away. So obviously, everyone gets on the ship and they want to have a good time. They're excited and stuff. But then they leave, and then a whole group of new people get on the ship and they're excited and stuff. So to be behind the scenes and see the turnover and see the staff go from one group of people to another is pretty incredible to watch them do that and pull it off. They're really good at it. You know what I mean? I've always I'm blown away at the entertainment and all the staff. Everybody at the turnover days are brutal, but cook, bartender, and like on Norwegian, the bartenders, they know everybody's name. I don't know how they pull it off. They're really good at it.
I don't know.
I know, and it changes every week. So there's always different people every week, and they'll remember people from the previous year. There's like they'll be like, hey, it's the Johnsons are back or whatever, and they'll go, Philippe, it's good to see you. You know what I mean? I don't know how they remember all that stuff. But they reload when people leave, and that's the aspect that people don't see. I think you get a different aspect of cruise ship life when you're on for disembark and then embark, and you see it all restart.
Yeah, exactly. And like for us entertainers, it's like we at the beginning of every week we have that like anonymous privacy. We can walk around and go to the gym and go to the buffet and not be recognized. And then at the end of every week, it's like everybody recognizes you, giving high fives to everybody. It's like celebrity status. And then like, oh, bye, everybody. And then on Sunday, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. Nobody's going to recognize me.
Get back to nobody. Yeah, right.
Back to a regular person.
Just some guy. Yeah, I always like performing later in the week, man. That way I could go out to the gym early in the week, and then later in the week, people knew you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they come up and yell at you in the gym and say stuff. Or like, hey. You know what I mean? So, that's always interesting, man. I always like the flight home. They got me a couple times where this is what screws me up. Is I'll be on the ship, and I'll leave and go to the airport and forget that there's like 3,000 people that just got off that ship and they're going to the airport.
Yeah, that happened to me too. Yeah, people on the airplane at the gate sitting there watching me like, and then I'm all self-conscious like, oh man, they're probably watching my every move right now. I should be paying attention to like my social
you forget. No, it's almost like, I mean, you're not like a huge celebrity, but you're known. And let's be honest, if you said or did something wrong in the airport and then somebody complained about it, we get back to Norwegian or something. You know what I mean? And then suddenly, Well, I was on one. This is a great story. It's a horrible story. I'll even tell you who it is. Jessie Campbell. You know who she is? She's a comic. She's very funny. She lives here.
I think so. Yeah, I follow her on Facebook. Yeah, she's hilarious. Yes.
She's been on the show. Yeah. She's really, gosh, she's very, very, very funny. So we're working a cruise ship once. It was a Norwegian ship because I was hanging out with Rhonda, and we were in the
Rhonda
waiting.
Hughes?
Yeah. We were all of us left. It was Rhonda Hughes, me and the comics. Actually, the band got off too. So the band, it was literally the whole airport. A big section of it was entertainers, and we were just kind of hanging out. And this woman comes up to me, and I'm sitting next to Jessie, and this woman comes up and points to me and goes, "You were really funny. You were really funny." And I go, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate that." And she goes, "That other girl, I didn't really get it. I didn't get any of it. I didn't like her, but you were hilarious. But that other girl, I didn't get it. I didn't think she was funny at all." And I go, "You mean this girl?" And I pointed right next to me, and Jessie is just sitting there looking at her like, and the woman was like, "Oh my God!" And she felt so embarrassed. And she walked away, and she came back and she apologized. I couldn't stop laughing, dude. It was hilarious. And then the best part was, I think Jessie got on, and I think she had first class seats, so the woman had to get up and walk by her to get on the same plane. We're all on the same plane. It was horrible. It was a horrible. This woman was so embarrassed. She was like, "I feel so bad." I'm like, I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, I've definitely been in that situation where it's like the two or three piano players will be walking beside each other, and then you have like a group of guests that are like, "Oh my God, it's the piano girl," and they don't even recognize me or something, or like vice versa.
I'm here too, you know. Yeah. That's hilarious.
I played Bohemian Rhapsody. You don't remember that? Aww.
Well, it's almost better that they don't recognize you than for them to go, because I've gotten this too, where I'll be with the other comic, and they'll look at the other comic and go, "You were the best. You were hilarious. You were great. You were awesome." And they would just look at me and go, hey, what's up? And then leave and not say a word. You know what I
You
mean?
have potential.
Just like
need some
you
work.
stick with it long enough, you'll be as good as this guy right here. And you're like, oh, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. I've only been doing it 32 years, jerk. Oh, my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, Jesse was not happy that day. All right, man, let's go to the board. I got to say hello to everybody's here. Keith Runyon has been asking a lot of music questions. Brenda Runyon has a good question for you. Have you ever thought about doing a music video?
Yes, actually, yeah. That's going to be part of my my next project after I finish recording. I actually got several GoPro videos that I need to do. I'm gonna get like full music videos of me like playing drums and guitar and bass, and it'll be like 4 sections, like the guitar video up here and bass video up here.
Oh yeah,
drum video down here and like singing. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be doing some music videos really really soon. Some of them might be that kind of style, and then eventually I'll do like actual like professional actual music videos rather than like performing videos.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll be really cool.
Cool. That's fun, dude. That's very cool. Let's go back here. Here's another. Okay, Keith Runyon said, "I'm okay, but I'm no Happy Cole." Okay, that hurt a little. That's a dig. That's a dig. That's to compare. He's comparing me to other comics now. I get what you're doing there, Keith Runyon. Very hilarious. Everyone wants to forget 2020. That's another one. If you do. Oh, here's a Brenda Runyon said, if you do a music video, you should do one with your dad.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool. Have your dad playing bass on it then. You know what I mean? Or playing any other instrument. Because he plays multiple, really cool. Right?
Yeah, he taught me how to play guitar and bass, and then he kind of got me started. He taught me how to play like Lean on Me on piano, which my mom plays keyboard too. But yeah, and actually my dad taught me how to do like a very simple beat on drums back when I was like 12 or 13. So yeah, he kind of
you could do the 4 thing with you and him, and you know what I mean, almost like rotate it and change back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
kind of flow the shots
awesome.
in and out. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's a lot of editing, but you can do it. It'll be cool. That's a great idea. Okay, I think that's all the questions. Brenda likes your song. Brenda likes your music. Okay, Brenda, what's your favorite? Okay, Brenda has a equipment question for you that usually comes from Keith. Keith and Brenda Runyon are Patreon fans, and they follow all of my shows. In fact, Brenda was in the sketch show last week. They both perform in the shows. Keith shot his own video. They're great. They're great supporters. They get involved in some of the stuff we do. But Keith was a musician, so usually I get a lot, and he's a drummer, so I get a lot of questions from Keith. But Brenda wants to know what your favorite cymbals are and what do you play with?
Ooh, yeah. So my acoustic drum set, I play Zildjian K Custom Darks, and I really, really love those. But I'm not using my acoustic kit for now because I'm using my Roland TD50 electronic drums. Just because in my situation right now, I have neighbors and I don't have a soundproof room, and it's like acoustic drums are freaking loud. Like I used to have them in here, and back when I was a teenager, and like I love these because I can play these at 3 a.m. and nobody would ever know, and I could record music all night long from 8 p.m. until the sun comes up, 7 a.m. and like I can literally play guitar, just plug it straight into my interface and listen to headphones. Same thing with my drum, same thing with my bass and keyboard. The only thing that actually makes noise is vocals, which I haven't started recording vocals yet.
Right.
So that's why I really love recording with my TD50 right now. But my favorite cymbals from the TD50, from the Roland line, are these. This is called the CY16T, which basically is just a thinner, more realistic feel of a real cymbal, and 16 inches. So yeah, that's like the downside of electronic drums is they're super easy to record with. They play great. You have so much versatility, but they don't look like drums and they don't feel like drums.
Right.
And they kind of look silly, like to somebody who might be watching a music video and you're playing one of these. It's like, oh, they're playing like a toy drum set or something. But but it's but these are really really good quality cymbals, and like I really really love the Roland line of cymbals.
So it's like an electronic. It's an electronic cymbal. So you hit it, and it sounds just like a regular cymbal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you can switch between rather than just having like one set of Zildjian K custom cymbals. It's like with an electronic drum set, you have like hundreds of different drum sets that you can change with a button. That they're not like low quality. It's like the equivalent of playing hundreds of like the best, most expensive drum sets in the world, recorded at the best recording studios with the best quality mics by the best quality engineers, and there's all those sounds are like programmed into the module. So it's like a lot more versatility with electronic drums in my situation right now. But as far as acoustic drums, my favorite cymbals are Zildjian K Custom Darks.
Okay, dude, that's amazing. That's awesome. You can play all that stuff electronically. See how far we've come.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's easy overhead wise.
Yep.
What else was it? There was another question here, and I think I lost it. Oh, that was the question I think Keith asked actually earlier. Were you using electronic drums or regular regular drums? So I think we just answered 2 questions like that. See how we did that?
Yep.
All right. Perfect. Excellent. I like it. What's your next
Which
live?
I did buy a pack of drum mics. I do plan on recording with my acoustic drums, eventually, but I just don't have a realistic space to do that right now. As my space is very like digital and quiet. Right. Versus eventually, like when we get like a bigger house and I can like dedicate a room to soundproof and have drums, and then I'll like properly mic it up and run it all through the interface, and then I'll actually record legitimate like acoustic drums.
Okay.
Then.
What's the sound quality difference between acoustic drums and electronic drums in that recording content or situation? You know what I mean? Does it sound? Does it sound different? You get a good enough sound out of the electronic. What do you prefer to work with?
I prefer. Like I said, I prefer to work with the electronic drums because it's like it's the equivalent of recording with the best drums in the world, with the best mics and the best engineers and the best studios that are all built into the box right there. And you really don't have to go through the troubleshooting process of miking a whole drum set with like 10 different mics and having phase issues between the mics and having like the sound of the room might not be that great, and like you'd have to go through a lot more steps to get the level of perfection that these can just give you right out of the box, plugged straight into your computer.
Right.
But you can't beat the feel of a real drum set. It's like real drums, real cymbals.
Yeah, it's like old school. It brings you back to, you're like, this is why I play. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Dude, I could never be a roadie. There's no way. All the miking work you got to do for a drum set, I would fuck it up. I would screw it up so bad. I would get fired immediately. I would miss 2 drums. I can't handle one mic. Sometimes I forget to turn this on. You know what I mean? And I don't notice it till I'm looking at the board, and somebody goes, "What the hell?" All right. So they keep asking us. I'm not going to throw you under the bus here, but I know I have a clip of you playing something earlier that I do want to show. But they ask, everybody keeps asking me if you want to play something live. Do you have the ability to do that or not?
Yeah, I could play something on acoustic guitar, but as far as like playing like drums or piano or electric guitar, I'd have to like go in and change gear settings and like.
Dude, I don't want to make it
on my
confusing
computer
for you. No, but I can show
this.
But
yeah, I could just play acoustic guitar like right here into the microphone that you guys are hearing right now.
Grab it, dude. Grab it. Go for it.
All right. Hold that thought. Be right back.
All right, man.
Move this out of the way.
Well, you know what? I'm going to play the video he sent me while he's doing that. Let's do that. This is it's a video Jarren sent me a little bit earlier. Here we go. You can hear him. Jarren, hold on a second. Right, that was the clip he sent me beforehand. That was that he recorded that. Believe it or not, 15 years ago. He looks exactly the same. That's really good. It's incredible work, man. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, like 15 minutes before our podcast here was when that was.
I thought it was 15 years. I don't know what you're talking about. That's an old one.
I got to raise up my desk here. I got a stand desk, one of those you can.
Dude, I want one of those so bad. I got to get one.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah?
You can raise it up to the top like this for when you're playing guitar, or you can raise it down all the way. If you want to sit cross-legged on the floor, you can raise it all the way down. Or,
nice.
Lower it all the way down. So it's freaking awesome. I love this desk.
Nice.
Can you hear this guitar and vocals on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Check.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, shoot. Let's see. I could do Sweet Liberty. I know you love that one. Or I could do Roads. We'll do one called Roads. This is a song I wrote when I was like 17 or 18.
Okay, this is.
Lower the desk.
Go for it.
Yeah, here we go. Screwed up. Take a look around and see the sights and hear the sounds. The chaos in my head has settled down. All the wasted time, the battles in my mind. Take me to a place where peace is found. 'Cause I've been running at this for far too long, and I don't know where I am. Don't know where I stand or where I land. See the sun fall down on familiar roads and the streets I used to know. Now I don't even know where I am. Na 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 na. This never-ending road I know will someday take me home. Let me wash away all my mistakes. You'll find me on the shore, oh, that ocean there. I'll be waiting, I'll be standing there. 'Cause I've been running at this for far too long, and I don't know where I am. Don't know where I stand or where I'll land. I see the sun fall down on familiar roads and the streets I used to know. Now I don't even know where I am. I know there's been better days. There's gotta be a better place. Just get me out of here. Yeah, all my plans have changed. There's gotta be a better way. Another day I'll find my way. I'll get away. You'll find me on the shore, oh, that ocean air. I'll be waiting, I'll be standing there. 'Cause I've been running at this for far too long, and I don't know where I am. Don't know where I stand, or where I'll land. See the sun fall down on familiar roads and the streets I used to know. Now I don't even know where I am. No, I don't even know. No, I don't even know. No, I don't even know where I am. There we go.
Whoa, what happened? Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on.
It's black.
What the? Sorry. The crowd got confused. They were giving you applause. And then the screen went black, and then they panicked. And they stopped. That's my excuse. So I'm going with great work, buddy. Thank you very much. That was perfect. That was excellent.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, man.
Cool. Thanks.
That's Jarren Pointer, folks. What, dude? What else? What do you want to? Now the album's gonna be a month of work, a month of lyrics.
Yeah,
so...
I'm gonna give myself. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself like a month, maybe a month and a half. I don't want to set like an exact date because then I'll like freak out and get anxiety if I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But I will say roughly maybe like a month or a month and a half left of work on the album, on my first album, and then I'll have music out for the world, like for Spotify, Amazon Music, and all the other platforms and. CD
That's smart, dude.
We'll do all them, yeah.
That's smart, and then you'll be able to get it out before you hit the ship. So then you get something to push and plug when you're out there on the ships and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when I'm on the ships, I can bring my laptop and my headphones and focus on the advertising aspect of everything.
Right.
And,
right.
Yeah.
And then if you could probably, like, I don't know if they don't on how they don't let you guys sell CDs. Do they let you sell shit or not? And on the cruise ship.
Well, for our show, for the dueling piano show, it's not really so much like for original music. It's more like a request based show.
Yeah.
So that would be something. If I were to do my own music on ships, it'd be something. If like I would probably
like
go
a soloist,
like a guest entertainer. Yeah, like a soloist. Yeah, something different than Howlatthemoon.
Well, you can at least generate people toward, like if you get cards to generate people toward the music, let them know where your original stuff is. You know what I mean? So it's a great way to get some marketing. The cool, you record an album or you record music, you get it out there, and then you get out in the public in front of people and push the music. So that's great.
Right.
That's very cool.
Exactly.
Excellent. All right, man. Jarren Pointer, folks. One more time, give Jarren Pointer a round of applause. Everybody, where's my crowd? Where's my crowd? There we go. Jarren Pointer. Buddy, hopefully I see you on the Escape, man. I don't know, it's possible. I haven't got dates for later in the year yet, but I'm sure I'll see you out there again. As soon as I get later dates on Norwegian, I'll hit you up and let you know where I'm going to be. So and at the very least, dude, if I get in the Caribbean, we're at the same time, we're in the same port at the same time. We'll get together, grab lunch when it's been too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
All right, guys, that's Jarren Pointer. One more time, give him a round of applause. Just clap again. There we go.
Thanks for having me, man.
This is the back end. Now they're tired of clapping. They're tired. The crowd is cheap. Folks, that's my good friend, Jarren Pointer. Thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate it. You're the
Thanks
best.
for having me. My pleasure.
Anytime. Jarren Pointer. It's always nice to have someone with real talent on the show, folks. See what happens? That's very cool. He's a great musician. Dude, and recording all that stuff. I can't wait to hear the original music. I love that song, Sweet Liberty. I'm a huge fan. And the new version with his dad on bass sounds great. It's great. So when you get an opportunity, you can follow him on. Hold on, I can follow him somewhere. Hold on a second.
Facebook.
Hey, can people follow you somewhere? Where can they follow you?
Yeah. For now, just follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'm gonna make those not dusty anymore. I'm gonna start posting very frequently. So follow me on those. Facebook,
okay.
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I'll put it all in the bio again. So I'll make sure it's all there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Follow me on there, and then pretty soon I'll have my own website. JarrenPointer.com and all that stuff. So yeah.
All right, man.
But for now, just Facebook. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, Facebook, Instagram, and what is it? Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All that stuff is on there, and I'll put it in the bio again. You can follow him, keep track, follow him social media wise, because then you'll find out when the albums get released and when the music gets released. And I will say something when it gets done and it gets out there. Usually, hopefully by then I'll have the other podcast up, and I'll have him back. You know what? I'll have him back when when everything's done, because then I'll have a new podcast. We'll be out in ships. And maybe I'll be lucky enough I can see him in a port somewhere and we can record something live and put it up that way. So there you go. Guys, thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate it. As always, you guys are great supporters of the show. Really big fan. I'm looking forward to this last month of shows. We got some great stuff coming up, some cool stuff. Live a week from tonight in Chicago. Next time you see me, I'll be here Monday, July 5th. That's this coming Monday. The guest next week will be my brother Mike Schmidt, who I am performing with next week in Rosemont. So next week is a really big week. We're really excited. We're going to be at Rosemont together for the first time in 20 years. And Wednesday night, we'll be doing the live show from Rosemont Zanies. All that information is on my website. You can check it out. Everything now is Lenny Schmidt Comedy. I just updated all my social media platforms. Whatever platform you go to Lenny Schmidt Comedy. So you can find, go to LennySchmidtComedy.com. Take you to my website, Lenny Schmidt Comedy on Instagram. Lenny Schmidt Comedy on Facebook. All that stuff is on there. You can do the same thing. And actually, while we're at it, again, we have no supporters, No commercials, no nothing. But you can support the show by going to any one of these platforms right there. You can go to LennySchmidt.com if you can. / if you can. And then go to the Cash App, to all the apps. Go to Lenny Schmidt Comedy on every app, every platform. It's all Lenny Schmidt Comedy. It couldn't be easier. If you Google Lenny Schmidt Comedy, it will direct you to one of my pages. So there you go. If you enjoy the show and you want to support it in any way financially, please do so with those options right there. I would appreciate it. It goes a long way. Any money I get, obviously, I use to upgrade and keep things going and do more podcasts. You guys have been the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I will see you Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, enjoy the 4th of July. 4th of July is Sunday. Have a good 4th of July weekend. Be safe. Don't blow anything up. Don't blow off any fingers. Be careful with your firecrackers and your mateys. Let's not be an idiot. If you have to choose between, if you're holding a beer and an M80 and you light the M80 and you have to throw something, throw the beer. Or no, throw the M80. I'm sorry. Throw the M80. Hold on to the beer. This way, you don't spill the beer, and you throw the M80 far away. There you go. See, I can teach you stuff. So I would do that this weekend. So make sure you're throwing all your fireworks far away from you. Don't get yourselves in trouble. Be careful this weekend. Don't drink too much. Watch out for fireworks. Be careful when you're driving. Enjoy the holiday weekend. And as always, do me a favor. Dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produced. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers, will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to LennySchmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at LennySchmidtComedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.